Hi, and welcome to the Hofline, your online hotline, direct line to the women-only attorneys at Hofheimer Family Law. My name is Katie Carter. I am so glad that you're here. I am an attorney at Hofheimer Family Law, a Virginia-based family law firm dedicated to representing women specifically in divorce, custody, and support cases. And I'm here today with Lorna Rhoades, another attorney in my office. And we're planning to talk to you a little bit about why we represent women only. This is the first episode of our podcast, so we kind of thought that one of the best things we could do was just get back to basics and sort of explain who we are, why we do what we do, and what it means for us. Basically, the firm dates back to 1991 when we were founded by Charlie Hofheimer, and we've represented women exclusively in that time. Of course, Lorna and I weren't personally doing it back in 1991, but we found ourselves here now for lots of different reasons, and we'd love to talk to you about it a little bit. So, Lorna, I would love if you would kick us off and just kind of explain a little bit about why you represent women only and whether that's something that's personal for you.
Hi, Katie. Yes, I'm so excited to be here. I love chatting with you, and outside of talking about specific cases, I'm really excited for this platform to be an educational tool and a source for women to get to know us a little bit better and to hear about topics that they may not be discussing in their day-to-day lives. So for me, absolutely, I love representing just women. I love just doing family law. I don't think a lot of people would say the same thing about this practice area. A lot of people who are attorneys tend to say, I could never do that. But for me and my skill set and what I'm passionate about, I think that this practice area combines all of my interests and really gives me purpose. I know that sounds a little cliche, but as I've gotten older and had different types of jobs in the legal field, I've realized it really does make a difference in my life, whether I wake up every morning feeling like I have a job to do that's important, that I have a job to do that's meaningful to my clients, and that I'm actually helping my clients go through a really tough time. And I don't work miracles. Unfortunately, we live in a flawed society, a flawed world, but it really does make a difference to me that what we do, I think, really does help women as they go through this process. And it helps families in the long term if we can empower women, if we can help women go through this process with the most education and knowledge as possible. At the end of the day, everyone in that family unit, whether it's now being divorced or whether you're arguing about custody or support, everyone gets better. And so for me, I love it. It's hard work, but it's absolutely rewarding. What about you, Katie? What about this practice is meaningful to you, if anything?
So many things. I sort of feel like that this job, this kind of calling came for me at a time when I needed it. I was in a pretty abusive relationship in law school, and luckily I did not marry the guy, but it was all around that same time that I found this firm, and then I got the job, and it just felt like a sign. I was in the right place at the right time. For me, it's not about men versus women or giving women an unfair advantage. And frankly, I have too much respect for the legal system to even suggest that an unfair advantage is a possibility. But I think most women would agree with me when I say that it's really not about an unfair advantage. It's about being able to participate in the divorce process in a meaningful way. When women have the seat at the table, when they can participate meaningfully in their divorces, when they can ask questions and understand the consequences, the results are ultimately better definitely for women, certainly for women, but also for the children involved. And even I'd argue for the men, though they're not my responsibility. I think empowered women getting good results and being stronger in the process and stronger post-divorce ultimately benefits an entire family unit. And to me, as a mother, as a wife, as a person in the society, I think that's it's really, really important. And I just believe so strongly in what we do. I also think, and you can tell me if you disagree, Lorna, but I think it also gives us a bit of an edge in the courtroom too. You spend a lot of time in the courtroom. Maybe tell us a little bit about some of your recent experiences and what it's like to represent women only.
Yes, absolutely. In family law, we do end up going to court. If you're unable to agree with your partner or ex-husband or husband that you're hoping to divorce, if you're unable to reach an agreement, we will take your case to court, especially if we think that the issues are important and that you need to have a judge apply the law because you're the opposing party in the case is not being reasonable. So that's something we're definitely not afraid to do. And it takes some courage to be a litigator. Let me say that. There's a lot of complicating factors that you're balancing. You have to be thinking on your feet at the same time speaking what exactly you are wanting to say. And you have to be coherent. You have to be listening to the judge. You have to be listening to what a witness is saying on the stand. But let me say this. What I think is, for us, giving us an edge is that we know our clients and we have seen client after client with the same concerns, same issues, and we really want to prioritize our clients and their voices and their goals. And I think we do a really, really good job of listening to our client and making them feel part of a team. You are on my side. This is a team effort. And I think that clients walk away happy, even if they don't get everything that they wanted, because in family law, no one ever gets everything that they want. But our clients walk away feeling that they were informed, knowledgeable, and that they participated in this case and that we listened to them and we understand where they're coming from. And I think that absolutely gives us an edge in the courtroom.
I think so too. I think that's pretty safe to say. Mm-hmm. It seems to me that, to be a lawyer who represents people of both genders, that you are going into court saying, one thing on one day and something completely opposite on the next day. And there's just something kind of inherently inconsistent about that. It sort of seems to me like it's why attorneys get a bad rap. Sure, we can put a positive spin on a lot of things, but to be able to put a positive spin on the exact opposite things at different times, depending on your circumstances and what's going to benefit you, is sort of, it doesn't feel as good. It doesn't sound as good. Our arguments typically aren't like that. Our arguments are honed over time. They are specific. They are, women centric. And that means that, we're really familiar with the laws and the case law and how everything applies in our cases. So we've had an opportunity to hone these specific arguments, and we never make the opposite argument because we don't have to. That's not our job. That's not how it works. So I do think it gives us an edge. It makes us more persuasive. It means that we've thought through these issues. It means that we've had cases kind of, all around the circle of a particular issue. So the understanding is even more nuanced. And I think that's definitely better. I think that speaks to why a client would need us as opposed to someone who represents both genders.
Absolutely. And I think over time, Katie, in our legal community, our reputation speaks for itself. We're not known as pushovers. On the other hand, I don't think we're known as being unreasonable. I think we're known as advocating for women, and that if an opposing counsel sees us on the other side, they know that we're not going to back down, and that they know we know what we're talking about. And they know that I think that we are good advocates for our clients. And I think that reputation is just so awesome to see. I haven't been here since the 90s, but I'm building off of that years long reputation that's been built up over time. And I'm so honored to be part of our team.
Yeah, I think another thing that we do really well, I think you're right that our attorneys in general have a good reputation in the community, but I think our clients make a good reputation for themselves as well, because they're more informed than the average client. We do a lot to make sure that our clients have the education, the background in family law that they need to make big choices about what kind of divorce and how to prioritize the division of the assets and things like that. On our website at hoflaw.com, we have 4 free books, a number of free reports on all sorts of complicated topics. We have a library full of resources with blogs and articles on a ton of topics. We send emails full of information. We update our clients on changes to the law and just generally do everything that we can to make sure that they not just get divorced, but understand what's happening to them, can participate in the conversation, and can make real decisions designed to carry themselves and their children forward. And I think that's really unique about us. And I think that means that our clients are good clients and are good people who are well positioned both to get divorced and also to be a better, stronger, happier version of themselves after their divorce is finalized.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I agree with that. Yes. I think it's a combination. You need a good attorney, but you also need a good client. And at our law firm, we work really hard to get our clients into the position where they can think objectively, they can think reasonably. It's an emotional time, but to help women through that emotional stress, our solution is you need to know the facts. You need to understand worst case scenario, best case scenario. You need to understand the reality. And by doing that, I think we really help them feel less afraid and in turn feel more empowered to make tough decisions throughout their case.
I just want to say thank you so much, Lorna, for being here today. I think that, wraps up our discussion about Why Women Only. But if you want any more information about us, visit our website at www.hoflaw.com. Feel free to look through any of those books or free resources. You could attend one of our upcoming monthly divorce seminars. We do them on Zoom. We answer your questions live on camera. So there's lots of ways for you to go out there and get more information, whether you decide to work with us or with another firm or reconcile, stay with your husband forever. Do whatever you want, but make sure you do it informed, get the information, ask the questions, and just let us know any way that we can possibly help you. Any questions that you have, reach out to us. We're here for you, and we just want to make sure that you have the information to make the best decisions possible. Thank you so much for your time today, and we hope to see you on our next episode.
Yes, thank you.